All right. Hey everybody, I'm Z Garcia. This is the Dice Tower. It's still Origins 2018, and I'm sitting here with Ed from Pencil First Games.
Hello.
How you doing, Ed?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
And we're going to be taking a look at the latest from Pencil First. This is Herbaceous Sprouts, based on, of course, on the theme of Herbaceous, a previous release from you, but a brand new thing.
Yep,
brand
total,
new game.
Brand new, standalone. It's actually live on Kickstarter right now.
Right now.
So this is.
If you like what you see, go back it. All right, tell me how this all works.
So, you know, you don't have to be familiar with Herbaceous to play Herbaceous Sprouts, but if you are, some of this will ring a bell. But basically, in Herbaceous Sprouts, we are competing to become head gardeners. And we have one community garden that we're going to be working on, and we are going to be planting our sprouts into that garden, here or here, and any of these spots.
Okay.
And we're going to do that by using our seed dice.
Okay.
So this is a dice drafting and manipulation game. We're going to be collecting dice. These are all prototype dice. The actual, these are the production samples, so they're going to be like the Star Wars Destiny 4-color, the nice print dice.
Yeah, yeah.
But you are going to be collecting dice and then using these to make sets. So let's just get some more out here, and I'll give you an example. So let's say you have a bunch of lavender. We all like lavender. 4 lavender. You can trade these 4 lavender back to the bag, and then in this area of the garden, this is all the same.
Right.
So you take the 4, all the same spot.
Got it.
Now in Herbaceous, everyone has their own pots, but this is one garden, so when somebody has taken the 4 spot, it's gone.
Right.
So as you're playing, you're sort of looking to see, should I keep pushing my luck, should I go further, or should I call it and just take 4 points and be done? This part of the garden wants all the same, this part of the garden wants all different pairs. Though, and then we have flowers.
Okay.
So we've added some flowers. We have Black-Eyed Susan and Forget-Me-Nots and peonies. And the way flowers work is you need a flower seed, which is its own seed, so that's a Forget-Me-Not seed.
Got it.
And a trowel. So if you have 1 seed, 1 trowel, you get the most valuable remaining spot, and you place it on there.
I see, I see. And earlier there is simply better. It's the same 2 dice, but you want to do that earlier.
Early.
Okay.
So that's how you score points, but let's talk about getting dice, because that's really where it comes in. So at the start of the round, the lead gardener, the player with the bag of dice, and this is a prototype bag, is going to lay out cards plus 1 for the number of players.
Okay,
so 3 cards
that's 2, 3 cards,
And get this out of the way. And then that player is actually going to roll out the dice for those cards. So do this. This.
Okay.
And let me get one more. And so, starting with the player who, let me just do for the sake of example, starting with the player who was the lead gardener, we're now going to draft the dice and the tool card.
Okay.
So these aren't dice that I'm going to then take and re-roll. When I grab those, I'm getting the lavender. This is the wilder, and the rosemary. Okay. And the tool. So let's say, for example, you take that. You would get these dice into your wheelbarrow. You have a limit of 7, but we're nowhere near that. And then you have the tools. Dice you can keep until you use them, but tools you have to use immediately, like an action card.
Sure.
And so the tools are a big part of dice manipulation. The package lets you change a rosemary into anything you want.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to make this a lavender now because I'm going to go for a lavender set. The gloves, the red glove, lets you re-roll a die. You're like, I'm going to keep going for lavender here. I didn't get it.
Okay.
And there's a number of tools that do different things.
So will this replace the trowel needed for the flower down there?
It's as if you had a trowel die.
Okay.
So you can
Makes
say,
sense.
and so actually, let's take that for example. This is you take the trowel. The special feature of this die is the red glove with the plus. This die lets you roll it and any other die.
Fantastic.
So in that turn, if you had taken that, you'd say, well, I don't need this trowel. I already got one. And this used to be a seed, but let's say it was, and I'm going to go for a seed roll, see what I got. So it's this really light but still compelling game. It has that sort of herbaceous feel where it's relaxing. There's not, you're playing through it, but it's got the dice drafting manipulation, so you have a lot of decisions around, am I going to continue going this way, or am I going to re-roll these dice and go that way, and go for the different pots. The other interesting thing is in a 2 or 3 player game, the spot we don't pick, let's say, we did that, we picked these 2. This a rival token or a read token gets placed in that spot. So the last remaining card will then get one of these. So this was a 3-pair, and that's gone.
Gotcha. So it'll eat away at what's available to us.
It eats away, but it's also the last card, so you can actually, if there were 2 cards left, maybe, and I didn't care that much, but I knew you were working on pairs, I might take this one because I know where that's going to go.
Sure.
So there's some decision making there.
So there's a 2-player that clicks on when it's 2 players.
2 players, 3 players.
Okay.
And then we left it as an advanced rule for 4 because it's a little intense with 4 players.
Sure.
But instead of a herb biscuit, we have a tall glass of lemonade here.
Very nice.
And this is for the player who plants in all 4 gardens first.
Got it, and they'll get a bonus there. So yeah, it seems like it features the same feeling as the original game, as you said. This idea of a relaxed environment in which you have to be careful about timing.
Right.
You know, you really want to focus on what you're doing and figure out when is the moment to rip the cord here on this.
Right.
So, but obviously all playing on the same board and having a tight time sometimes, especially with those rules in play. Very neat. This plays 2 to 4 then?
1 to 4.
1 to
Keith
4.
Mateka, Thunderworks game. I'm helping them at their booth, but he did a solo mode as well. So it has its own Master Gardener and Assistant Gardener card that'll be flipping over, changing up each round, and then on certain rounds, different actions will happen on that deck.
Okay.
And you actually are playing versus another player using those rival tokens. So
gotcha.
They can get the lemonade before you do, and you got to beat their points and that kind of thing. So he did a really nice job with it. So it's 1 to 4 like all the other ones.
Did he do the solitaire rules in your Sunset Over Water?
Yeah. So the team, this is the same team for Herbaceous and Sunset Over Water. Stephen, the lead design on the main game. Keith Mateka doing solo. Beth Sobel with the illustration and incredible art. Ben Schulman doing graphic design, and I'm doing development and then production and Kickstarter and all that as well.
Right. Yeah, I really enjoy the solitaire version in Sunset Over Water.
He did a really nice job.
Yeah, it's great. So that's exciting that there's a solitaire mode in here as well. Fantastic. So 1 through 4 players then. When is this going to be available?
So, I mean, as I said, it's live on Kickstarter now, if everything goes well, and it's funded, so we're very excited. I'm hoping to get this out by the end of the year.
Okay.
Though I gave myself a little more room, it may be Q1, but hoping to move quick with it.
Very cool, very cool. So yeah, Kickstarter right now. Go check this out. Check out their other games, Sunset Over Water, Herbaceous, available now,
yes.
Both of those. There you go. And that's what we've got for you. Thanks, Ed, for coming by and chatting with me. Appreciate it. Looks very neat. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us. We'll see you on the next one.